Go ahead.
All right, everyone. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I know there are a couple people still trickling in, but just doing some opening announcements, and then we'll get ready to go. Just had a couple things we wanted to bring up before we got started today. The first thing is the community engagement survey, which we released, I think, about last week or so. The response has been really good so far. I think we have upwards of 150, 160 participants. And we're still getting some responses in. So if you've not taken that survey yet, we definitely encourage you to do that. We're going to send out another call through email here in the next week or so just to see if we can get some more. And really the purpose of that is just to get a better understanding how our staff are engaged with the community, and especially how we as a School of Medicine can really help promote those efforts. So again, we'll send out another email reminder here in a week or so, but if you want to go ahead and just look for it, if you haven't taken it yet, just see if you can find it in your email. Go ahead and take it. It'll take about 5 to 10 minutes or so. Second thing, we're about to start opening up registration for the fall yoga and Tai Chi classes. Probably about this week, early next week or so. We're not really going to have a break between summer and fall, so I think our tentative start date is September 6th. So just keep that in mind if you're interested, if you've seen people doing the yoga and Tai Chi classes in the foyer of the Able building and you haven't known how to get involved, well, this is your way to get involved in it. We also, in response to some recommendations, we're starting a beginner's yoga class for people who are a little bit intimidated by how advanced yoga might seem. And Kathy Schaefer over here is actually going to be heading that every Wednesday starting September 6th. And the whole purpose of this, it's just a gentle class for people who might be intimidated. And it's really supposed to be accessible to people of all genders, body types, ages. So if you've been interested in the past, haven't really known how to get started, or just don't think that you fit the yoga type, this is the class for you. So we definitely encourage you to register. Just send an email to our Being Well website or Being Well email address, and we'll get you registered for that. We are also doing for Optimal Aging Month in September. Our September SMART program is going to be the 3rd annual Optimal Aging Lightning Rounds, which are presented by the Institute for Optimal Aging and Sustainable Health, and that's in collaboration with the SMART Wellness Task Force over here, who you'll be learning a little bit more about here in a minute as well. We're going to have some more information about that as we get closer to the sessions, but keep your calendars marked. It's going to be Thursday, September 28th, so a little bit different from the Wednesdays. That's a date that worked best for them. But go ahead and just keep that marked. Look out for the email invitation, and we'll give you some more information as we get closer. And finally, we have leaders from 2 of our SMART committees here today who are just going to spend a few minutes talking about what their committees do and try to see if we can get some people who might be interested or didn't know about the committees and just see if we can get a feel for anyone who might be wanting to get involved. So without further ado, so I can finish talking, we're going to start with the Wellness Task Force, I guess. We have here Tamara Icano and Kathy Schaefer, and just informal few minutes just to tell you what they do and see if anyone's interested. So.
Hi, everybody. I'm a little shorter than him. I'm Tamara Icano. I'm the Senior Program Coordinator for Get Healthy Now. I'm also the co-chair of the Wellness Task Force with the SMART Committee. This is our other co-chair, Kathy Schaefer. She does it all, so you'll hear her name a lot when it comes to wellness on the HSC campus. I'm just going to read our mission statement, and if this sounds like something that you're interested in or you're passionate about health and wellness, please contact Kathy or I, and we will be happy to add you to the distribution list. If you just want updates, or if you want to give us your input via email, or we meet monthly, we would love to have you. So the mission statement is the Wellness Task Force will work to provide opportunities for University of Louisville School of Medicine employees to develop healthier lives and improve their quality of life by modeling and supporting positive habits and attitudes that contribute to their well-being, and creating the necessary resources that fosters and cultivates a healthy community while maintaining a lifetime responsibility of wellness. So this is a really great committee. What we're working on now that's front and center is the HSC Medical Mile that is set to be implemented in fall, late fall. So Taylor and I are working on coordinating that. getting Dean Ganzel out there and Dr. Postal and hopefully the mayor for super fun ribbon cutting. So this path goes around the HSC campus, and it'll consist of logos. This is the beautiful Medical Mile logo. So you just follow that around, and you can do either a 1K or a 1 miler, and you can, start walking trains, come out and walk and talk with your colleagues and meet, or if you just want to get away from your desk for a little bit and kind of take a breather, that's what it's going to be there for. So again, that's set to launch in early fall. We will invite you all to come out for the ribbon cutting, and hopefully that's going to be a fun event. So I will turn it over to Kathy. She's going to tell you a little about the wellness offerings that we have in the next couple months. And again, if you're interested in joining this committee, just please contact either one of us. I will leave my cards with Kathy, and you can grab that after Dean Ganzel talks to you. Sorry, my brain doesn't work anymore.
Hi, I'm Kathy Schaefer, Director of HSC Faculty Affairs, a yoga instructor and a Koru mindfulness instructor. Taylor's already told us about a lot of the yoga and Tai Chi classes that are available. I want to talk about the Koru mindfulness classes that we're offering this fall. I will be teaching some of those, and Paula Comer in the back, raise your hand, Paula. She teaches the other classes here on this campus and also through Get Healthy Now. So our September class at the nursing school is already full. We have a waiting list. Paula has a class at the Get Healthy Now thing that's that's available still in September. We'll have classes in October and November, and Taylor will be announcing those through the SMART program. So watch for those. It's just a 4-week class, usually on Monday or Tuesdays, and it's for an hour and 15 minutes. And the dean's going to join us for the September class. So that's how important it is. So consider attending those. There's a lot of interest, and it's a lot of fun. You will be glad you did, because you will learn some lifetime changes that you can do to make your life less stressful and more mindful. So also, the School of Medicine meditation room is in the tower in room 304. That is always open for you to stop in there anytime, and there's music there. You can just enjoy that time there by yourself. Also, we have One Mindful Moment that's starting this Friday at noon, and we're going to be holding that. It's instead of one mindful moment, it's going to be 20 minutes of mindfulness. You just kind of sit. It'll be led by someone. Paula does some, I do some. We have other people leading those. So you can just drop in for 20 minutes, and that's going to be in the nursing school in room 2016. So there's all these opportunities for you to tap into wellness, and I hope you take advantage of those. And if you're interested in joining our committee, we'd love to have you. And you don't have to actually teach yoga or Tai Chi or any of that stuff. You can just help with some of the other stuff. So thank you very much.
I'll just lean over. Hello, everyone. My name's Jennifer Coffey. I work in the medical school admissions office, and I'm one of 3 chairs of the Operational Challenges and Opportunities Committee. I know that's a mouthful. We just call it OCOC for short. The other 2 chairs that join me are Cherie Bingham and Jennifer Hall in graduate medical or in house staff. And I'll first start off by letting you know again also what our mission statement is. We strive to support the constituents of the School of Medicine in solving problems innovatively. The OCOC committee will enhance the lives, careers, and professional relationships of its constituents by addressing operational challenges and identifying opportunities for improvement. Currently, one of our projects is we are working on establishing an online suggestion box so that we can start working on some of maybe the operational challenges that we have here at the School of Medicine. But we would love for anyone that's interested in helping us solve some problems around the School of Medicine to come join us. Unfortunately, I did not come prepared with any cards, so You're welcome to take down my email. It's jennifer.coffey, C-O-F-F-E-Y, @louisville.edu, or you're welcome to contact Taylor if you're interested in joining us. But we would love all comers that are interested. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer, Kathy, Tamara. And I will send out some information on how to contact all of them if you're interested in joining those committees. So I think that pretty much wraps up our opening remarks. Thank you all for coming out today, and thank you to Dr. Ganzel for agreeing to do this for us. So without further ado, here's Dr. Tony Ganzel, Dean of the School of Medicine.
I'm going to scoot this back. The agenda for my remarks is really that there is no agenda. This truly is a listening tour that I was going to do. It really came out of a discussion Karen and I were having about how important this staff program has been and how I love the fact that it is this kind of organically grown group. We really value our staff. We know that as we face challenges, that often it's the staff that have the best ideas on how we make things better and how we can creatively solve some of the challenges that we all face. It also came out of a discussion that I had with Will Armstrong, who is the current chair of the Staff Senate. And, oh my gosh, there's Karen on her crutches. Hi, welcome. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but Karen broke her foot. And she had surgery on Friday, and this is my first sighting of her since then. So we adore you, we welcome you back, and we wish you a speedy recovery, Karen. So getting back to Will Armstrong, he said, you know, I wish someone would listen to the staff about the way that we did the FLSA and some of the feelings of the staff of just having this sense of being somehow devalued. And I said, you know, I want to learn more about that. And so this is a listening tour. So I'm going to open that topic up because it's been brought up as something that is on the mind of our staff, the minds of our staff. And so I want to hear from you so I can get more information and I can be more informed. I brought this up with Dr. Postal and asked him if we could potentially revisit it, but that I was doing more due diligence on it. And he said, well, find out more about it, and then let's talk to John Elliott and see if it's something that we could take a look at. So I really am going to open this up to concerns you have, ideas you have, and I brought my tablet because I'm a pathologic note taker, and will write down questions, concerns, and suggestions. So I'm going to kind of open it up to maybe the FLSA since this has been brought up, and just wonder if someone would be willing to speak to that and help me understand it a little better. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then it was, oh, there's a hiring freeze, so we're not changing anybody. And then the department also said, we don't have money, so I don't care that you got reclassified. So having individuals that were impacted, having an outside reviewer review the job description with them to really know what tasks they do and don't do, outside of the department, I think was tough. And not put it on the department.
So if then we're going to approach this with the idea that the process wasn't optimal in how this came out, and I think there are also some questions about communication and that sort of thing. But if we did it in the way of appreciative inquiry, what would what would that program look like done in an optimal way? If we had the opportunity to revisit, and especially if it would, because what I've heard from this campus is it really wasn't even so much about, there were many people that met the salary requirement, so it wasn't really about increasing their salary, but then they got kind of reclassified, and there was this sense that they were going to be punching a clock, and that felt demoralizing to them. So I don't know if this is about budget or if it's really about just being clear about the message that we value the work they do, the professional. Can you help me? Can somebody help me understand that a little bit better? Yes.
I think part of the problem is that the universities look at this, instead of doing it like they were supposed to do by job, what you do in your job and not your job title.
Gotcha.
Or they just went, oh, all program coordinators are going to be paid this. And you're
Right.
going to go down from being on salary to going on
Gotcha.
title. Across the board, I think it was done unfairly. I don't think it was looked at correctly.
Gotcha. Okay, so if we were then going to flip that into how could we do that, really it is looking at the job you do, because it may not have been titled appropriately. And to me, the position that got the most impacted was the program coordinator position, because I think that some of what our program coordinators did here were very, very different than maybe what some of the program coordinators on Belknap did. And it is not a one-size-fits-all. And so, yes, go ahead.
It depends here when you're here how many, like I'm a program coordinator for internal medicine. We have 83 residents. So what I do is a bigger scale than what somebody may have a fellowship of 10 people.
Exactly.
It's different. I mean, you
Right.
have to look at it. And I don't think it was delved that far down into what we do on this campus and how many people we serve.
So I think the principle then would be a deeper dive by what you do, the functional, what you do functionally, not so much typical job, because it may be just appropriately linking title with what you do. All right, so I think that would be one thing. Okay, good. What other things? Yes. Gotcha. That's good. And I also saw examples of where the bosses really went to the mat and the outcome wasn't different. I mean, they didn't get approval despite fighting for that on several different occasions with HR. So I think maybe the principle on that would be just consistency and fairness and equity in the way that it is approached then with that. Okay. All right. Good. What else? Yes. Could you talk just a little bit louder? I'm sorry. Not to my knowledge. But, I wouldn't be the decision maker in that. But I haven't heard discussions at that level. I will be happy to bring that up, though, and at least inquire about it. Does anybody else know that? Yes.
Due to the hiring freeze, I understand it's tough to bring people in, but as people move from jobs and change from jobs, you're not always able to let the other job go. So you're stuck doing two jobs because they can't financially hire to bring someone else in. That's something to look at too, because some people are still doing two jobs and they're not hiring anybody else
Gotcha.
to do the work. And so that makes it tough when some certain jobs need a coordinator, certain jobs need that. And I was a coordinator who still did two jobs for at least 6 months, and I'm still kind of doing another job because I haven't hired someone else to do it. And when you have a program, you have to have a coordinator in order to stay certified. So I'm accredited or whatever. So that's something to look into too, because there's quite a few people who are doing double work and not. And then if you got to stay overtime, you have to write an explanation for why you're staying over to do X, Y, and Z and get paid for it. And that's not okay, because if you were just a regular temp employee, you work until the job is done. But when they want you to work 8
I
to
see.
4:30, you can't do that.
Gotcha.
And then you try to keep up with both jobs. You have to do it.
Okay. So then again, I think the principle is that if you are doing multiple jobs, your job description needs to be appropriate for what you're doing. And it kind of gets back to what you'd mentioned before. I think we're all being asked to do more, but honestly, if you're eliminating one position and you are putting that extra position on another person, I don't think that you can ask them to do that without an appropriate match or link in pay. Celeste, do you have comments about that or any enlightenment?
As far as the current guidance that we have, nothing's changed. We're not allowed to give extra days to hourly employees.
Okay.
And then they're really, as far as not filling positions and people doing double duty, it really hasn't been addressed.
Other thoughts on that?
I think when we attended the meeting for the FLFA, the business operations, and brought it down to us and explained it, and then we went back to our office and there was nobody to go to in the middle, because like everyone's saying, your situations are all different. But yet it was not clear, and if you had a point person between those business ops and the departments that understood
Gotcha.
it, you probably would have had a better result. I mean, it's what it is, but there was a lot of anxiety putting people into those positions without them clearly understanding why. Why, in a lab, you've got to stop at 4:30. That,
Yeah.
didn't make sense.
Right. Okay. Other thoughts on it? Yes.
Just one comment. In our department, we had several different research coordinators, and one of them just happened to be titled a little bit differently. They were a clinical research coordinator instead of a research coordinator.
Okay.
So that person was made hourly instead of salary, how they had been. And that's been a bit sour feeling, and so, and essentially they're all doing the same job. So that
Huh.
was
That doesn't make sense, does it?
exactly.
They said it was a mess up on the paperwork, and whoever filled out her job description just inadvertently transposed something, because this person was hired before the other girl came in since her, and she's salary, the other girl had to go to hourly.
That would seem to be fixable if it was just a.
Because they said it was just
Okay. All right. Okay. Something to bring up. Other thoughts on that? Yes.
I just think it would be nice to have a clear explanation of, I don't understand the laws very well,
but you're told all this stuff about why a clinical person is now hourly versus who someone who didn't have that in front of them is still salary. Why was that decision made? What is the rules
Yeah.
behind or the laws that HR said they have to follow that we evidently weren't in compliance before, and they're trying to get us in compliance with these changes to help explain that. What does it mean to be a manager? And start listing these duties people are doing and say, does it fall over here? Does it fall over here? Are we in the departments not understanding what it means to be a manager? A little
Gotcha.
education, I think, on the laws and how it applies to everybody would help me.
Good. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I will sort of collate this and talk with Will Armstrong, our staff rep, and also then meet with John Elliott and talk with him more. I don't know how many of you know John. He's our new interim CFO, but John has extensive experience in HR and has also got clinical experience. So that will, he's also, he's actually interim CFO on 2 new positions, the hospital and the university, and then still with ULP. So I think that this aligned approach will be helpful. And he is, he's very thoughtful, he's very knowledgeable, and is always open to new ideas. Yeah. Yes? Okay. You were voluntold you have a question.
This has to do with the salary, when the change with the salary going 47, that seems to be the
Right.
benchmark for the salary for the employees that are month-to-month paid.
Mhm.
It seemed like when they bumped that up to just 47, that went to the EE code, and then everybody else that was like an EF code stayed the same salary, which is actually just the same as EE. So it's almost like EE and EF now salaries are the same.
Oh, is that right?
People who have been there, who have more education, or who are classified as EF, never really even saw that bump in salary. Because we, stayed at the 47, but the EE is actually bumped up where, the baseline of the EF. So
Huh.
I'm just curious to why EE and EF now are the same salaries. They didn't, the people that have been here, who have more education and more years in and stuff vested, why the EF then wasn't bumped up to a higher grade pay level.
Okay. I'll inquire about that. Mhm.
Thank you.
Other things? Okay. What else is on your mind? Again, this is a listening tour. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. When we got no raises this year because of the cutback in money, why was parking allowed to raise our parking? And we didn't, cost of living went up, and we got nothing more, but they were able to raise our parking.
I don't know that. Is that a rhetorical question or is that no?
I didn't even know who to really address it to at HR.
Right.
I mean, that's a big issue. It's been on Facebook too, on some posts and stuff. That people like, we got no raises, but they raised our parking, and now we're paying $2 million more a year or whatever to the Young Center.
That actually comes out of athletics. I can't answer that. Yeah. Right.
Even my family was asking me, oh, you didn't get a raise, so we're going to pay this $2.5 more million, and you have to explain the 2 different pools or whatever.
Right.
But it's still an issue, I think, if we got nothing, but a raise is something that we have to have.
Right. Right. Didn't get a raise, but basically had costs increase, and the cost of parking increased. And I suspect it's related to, it's just related to the whole budget issue. And, these are, this would be a way that we can decrease expenses. This is the way that we increase revenues, and you look at both sides. But unfortunately, it was a double whammy for faculty and staff, yeah. And probably hit staff harder, just relatively speaking. Yeah.
Especially now in the garage that is being parked in on Chestnut Street, you have to fight with patients in that garage, and it's not just, and you it's not just a staff garage or faculty garage, it's a public
Yeah, and again, I think that it is shared use of that space, and we do have to be mindful of our patients, but we also have to be mindful of our staff. And so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that. Who's more important, staff or patients? That's a tough. That's a tough. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And so in terms of who to go to for this, because in my mind I'm thinking, okay, who can I bring this up to? Short of the president, because honestly I don't think that this is probably something to tap into the president about. But Lee Smith is our director of operations. Celeste, don't you think it would be Lee that would be the one that I would inquire about that? Okay, so we'll ask about that.
We haven't had our parking rates increased in a number of years, and yet have received salary increases. And
Okay.
we tried not to raise our parking. It was just terrible timing. I don't think the intent was to marshal them. I think it was just a matter of they've had a deficit in parking for a number of years, and
Oh,
they can't continue to do that.
I see.
So they've had to raise the parking rates, which is unfortunately coincided at a time when we weren't able to give salaries.
Okay. Okay.
But
All
we
right.
can settle that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, other thoughts? Hi, Andres. Yes.
Do you know if people who don't take health insurance through UofL, we have a FSA spending account, and I've heard that that's going to be taken away, or have you ever thought of that?
Not to my knowledge, but I'll inquire about that too. Celeste, do you know about that?
They're looking at it right now. It's not a matter of, it would be cost savings, but we're in violation of the ACA by having it existing.
Oh,
And they've explored being able to put it in some sort of a health savings, because right now you can put it in flexible spending, which would be for your health care, it could be dependent care. At first they thought that they could switch it to health savings account, but they found out that's still in violation of ACA. So they're
What's
looking
in
at
violation of? I don't understand. Other companies do it.
actually from what John Elliott said, other companies are moving away from it because it's not compliant with the Affordable Care Act.
it's not compliant with what? I'm sorry, Celeste.
It's not compliant with the Affordable Care Act.
Oh, okay.
He's looking at a different way to do it. I don't know. That's not decided yet. They're trying to figure out a way not to harm people.
So they're trying to find a way to preserve that, but to do it in a way that's compliant with law. Okay. Okay. All right. Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of parking, when they get the new pediatric building done, I heard that they're going to take even more of our spots in the Chestnut Street garage. So where are they going to put them?
I'm not certain of that. Andres, do you have info about that?
I'm not sure exactly what is the plan, but yeah, there's going to be a need of parking in Chestnut. So part of that is correct. I'm not sure what is the plan on the parking situation plan for the
The plan currently is for anybody who currently parks in the Chestnut Street garage, you will not lose your spot.
Okay.
Attrition, they have 92 empty parking spaces in a year and a half for that garage. And so there's been enough attrition that parking study has shown that the number of patients that are going to be seeing the new building shouldn't affect that. The staff that is going to be in the new pediatric building will be parking in the CPR garage, and they'll have the staff entrance to the back of to the building. There's cars that's parked in the EHCS garage that will be also parked that way.
Okay. Did everyone hear that? Okay. Right. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I heard about the last half of what. So no one's going to lose their place in the Chestnut Street.
The intent currently is, according to parking, that there will not be a need
Okay.
They haven't issued any new parking spaces there in over a year and a half. Through attrition, they've gone through quite a few people. So those spaces should remain, and there should be enough spaces for the new patient coming into the building. The staff that's going into the new building will park in the CPR garage.
CTR,
And they have a
okay.
back entrance to the building that is as close to the CPR garage as it is coming from the HCOC garage.
Okay. Good. All right, great. Does that answer your question? Okay. All right. Other questions? Free form. Yes. Healthcare choice in term. Tell me what you mean. Like choosing between different plans. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I will bring that up to John. Okay. I suspect ULP would like that too, actually. It would be more. Okay. Other things? Yes, ma'am.
Our department actually has a time clock, but we have several employees that are not centrally located in the administrative offices or in our buildings. So they're in other buildings or locations that are using the online time card. But yet, in our department, if you're in the admin area, we have to punch time clock. Well, it should be all across the board, one way
Right.
or the other.
Right.
It shouldn't be
Agree.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If you're going to have the role that you're responsible for punching in and out, it should be in all areas
I agree.
for everybody.
And it gets back to the principle of sort of equity and uniformity and fairness across the system. Yeah. Would seem to be more efficient too, wouldn't it? I mean, the online.
Seems like it would be.
Yeah.
I know that our department doesn't always have the best communication, so I'm not sure.
Okay. So really good tangible ideas too. Yeah. Okay. Other thoughts? Concerns, ideas? Yes.
One of the main concerns of my small lab is conversion between UofL staff and potentially becoming UofB staff with all of the changes going on.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's a big concern for us. So is there something in the works about trying to grandfather us in so that we don't have to make that conversion? And if not, can there be? I mean, I've been here over 14 years, and I'm this close to getting my son into college.
Oh. I don't blame you. Yeah, yeah. I know Dr. Postal believes that we should have uniformity of benefits across the system, and we're actually looking at creating uniformity across the system and exploring that, whether it's U of L, whether it's U of L Hospital, whether it's ULP, that we really should have consistency of benefits, so we aren't having people kind of jump from one to the other. And if it's more appropriate to link with one area versus another, have to just take a huge step back. You know, have your kids 6 months away from going to college and then get moved and all of a sudden you don't have that benefit. That's huge, huge. Yeah. Great idea, great point. Okay, other thoughts, ideas, concerns? Well, isn't this a treat? I have a chair with me. David, thoughts from your perspective?
I just wanted to hear what the staff had to say about various concerns.
Good for you.
We have
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you're right. I mean, chairs do have similar concerns, and I would say deans have similar concerns on a different level as well. And we're all in this together, and we've got to figure out how to be creative and to seek solutions with this, which we'll do. And that's why, things like looking at a grassroots level of looking at improving operations, because as I said, sometimes the very best ideas come out of the people that are doing this day in and day out, and we have to value and listen to those ideas. I mean, I heard half a dozen really, really tangible things that we could do, and if addressed, would make a difference. And I think our staff need to hear more how valued they are. Because indeed they are. We could not carry out the work that we do without your important efforts. Mary Jo, are you coming down to ask a question? Or are you leaving? Where do you think you're going?
My staff asked that I'd come to the microphone
yes,
to talk.
Please do.
Because I assume that's what this is for.
Because you're kind of quiet and timid, and we can't hear you. So good thing you're at the microphone. All right.
And of course, I was asked to make sure I was careful in what I said today because they want to make sure I'm continuing working here this afternoon, that I wouldn't lose my position. Anyway.
Your staff loves you, isn't that great?
Based on a couple of comments that were made today, like parking or whatever, and I've discussed this with Celeste before, I think the thing about the staff, and of course I get a little emotional, as someone sent me a note. This is my 42nd first day.
Oh.
So it's don't clap, it's like a dinosaur. Crazy is probably it. I've been at the university a long time. I've seen a lot of changes made, some good, some bad. And I think right now we're all working through, especially the people who have been here a long time, the events that have brought us to where we are today. It's kind of a mourning. You get angry.
Yeah.
You read about it in the paper, and you really want to choke somebody.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. But that being said, based on parking and things that are happening, this isn't the first time and it won't be the last time that we didn't get a raise. Unfortunately, it's happened before. It's not, like I said, it's not the first time. And I think the timing was bad this time for the parking increase. And people didn't get a raise. There's discussion about the FSLA thing. There's discussion about now charging faculty and staff to use the gymnasium, because these are our auxiliary enterprises that unfortunately have to, they have to they have to be in the black. They have to show that they can support themselves. And for some people, it's okay. They're nickel and diming people to death without getting a raise. And I guess when that happens, if we're going to make the staff feel better, there should be some discussion on what is happening and why this is happening, and that we're all in this together, and that we need to all come together.
We do.
Okay? Because what is happening, unfortunately, whether people want to believe it or not, there's a huge disparity at the university between the haves and the have-nots. And for me to pay extra for parking, it doesn't really affect me. But there are some people who make a hell of a lot less money than I do that it affects. Every time they're charged something, it affects them. We don't know what is going to happen with health insurance, and we hope that it doesn't go up. But we are dealing with not only what's happening here, but within our Commonwealth, and of course, unfortunately, with the United States as a whole, okay? But the staff does not feel I don't want to say appreciated, but they are not included or brought in to help, to say, okay, we're all going to do this together. And like I said, unfortunately, we read about it in the paper and things that happen, and whether, you can say it doesn't affect people individually, it does.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So I know we try to do things to try to make people feel better, but sometimes people, it's just not going to help. It just isn't
It just
going
hurts.
to do it.
It hurts.
Okay,
Yeah.
it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody needs to be a leader, get down in the trenches with the people and truly understand what's happened. And we've gotten, unfortunately at the university, there are people who have left the university, whether by choice or forced to leave the university, because they love the university, they want to be here at the university, and they're willing to do it like the rest of us. Not come in and, I'm sorry, we've had some carpetbaggers, in my estimation, who have come in and helped themselves and then have packed up and left. And, we have to be able to get beyond that. And so the people that are left here are the ones that need to step up and, we're all in this together. Sorry to take up your time.
No, Mary Jo, I think that those are fabulous comments. And I'm sure that you are speaking what's in the hearts and minds of many, many people across the institution. And so one of the things in terms of listening to the staff, that was actually one of the reasons of coming here today, was to truly listen to what's on your mind and to maybe come away with 3 or 4 things that we might do as an institution. So in identifying the problem like that, if we go the next step and say, what are some creative solutions? So I think what I'm hearing is listening is the first thing. Are there other venues besides this that as the dean of the School of Medicine that I could reach out more to staff? Because I am absolutely open for suggestions and ideas, and when I say I care about our staff, that's authentic. I really do. And so if there is something more that I can do to listen, to reach out, to hear your ideas, I would love to hear that venue. Do you have suggestions on that, or others? Ideas or suggestions? And Mary Jo, yeah. You can't talk about a problem unless you also talk about solutions. So thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think in the past few years, it's been very difficult for people to go places and say things. I do think people have had some feeling of being afraid to say things.
Really?
About what's happening.
I see.
Because they're afraid of the repercussions. I don't know if that's true, but
And do you mean talking to your chairs, talking to your supervisors, talking to all of that? Okay. So having a safe place to just communicate and to. Karen, do you have thoughts on this and how we might use smart staff in a different way to do this, or bring chairs together? And I've got a chair here with me today who obviously genuinely cares too. Thoughts, Karen, and then Dr. Hine?
Time to address the department chairs, and so
medical council, and then I also have a monthly just chairs only meeting. Mm-hmm.
And so there will be an opportunity for staff to take a part of that meeting to bring the issues that are impacting staff to the chairs, and we're going to do it in such a way that doesn't have so the person that raises the issue isn't the person that's bringing it, so that their chair doesn't think it's them and retaliate if that were a concern. There's also Psalm Solve, and we're working on some other avenues. So Psalm Solve, how many of you remember what that was? It was a way for it's a suggestion box online. The opportunities, OCOC, opportunities, operations, how can you remember what the OCOC is down in?
Operational Challenges and Opportunities Committee.
That's right, Operations Challenges and Opportunities Committee is creating a way. What we recognized with Psalm Solve was that as soon as you send a suggestion, you're sending it from your email and we could see who it is. And we thought that might dampen people's willingness to step forward with an idea or with a concern. And so what we're doing now is trying to set it up as a survey monkey type platform so that you can just go into the suggestion box online, and when you hit send, it doesn't come from your email address, it just comes from the survey monkey. It goes to the Psalm Solve, I'm sorry, the OCOC committee, and they will work on the situation. We've had some things come up through Psalm Solve. The committee's been very effective in addressing it. We don't have a lot of traffic in that respect, so I wanted to just remind you that that is a tool available, and look forward to, I'm not sure what we're going to call it, this new tool that will have your email address tied to it. It's just a way for you to anonymously express an idea or suggestion. We're looking for opportunities and challenges, and so it's the OCOC. So if there are things that you want to raise to the level of discussion with the executive group of SMART, that's a way for you to do it. If there are things you want to get to Dr. Ganzel's desk or my desk, that's a way to do it. And so we want to encourage you to use Psalm Solve, and when we transition that into this tool that doesn't come from your email, we want to encourage you to do that also. And then if there are things, if you want to get some things, use your staff senate representatives. The staff senate is there to be a voice for the staff, so you can also use your staff senate as a platform to voice your needs or concerns. And if there are things that you want to just elevate, come to a meeting. You're welcome to come to the monthly meetings of the exec group of SMART. And it's just, we generally do have an agenda, but if you'll let me know that you want to come, we'll put you on the agenda.
The staff senate question was or thought was a good one. One of the things that I asked Will Armstrong, who happens to be chair of the staff senate for all of the institution, but if we had sort of a subgroup, and if he ever convened a subgroup of the HSC staff senators, and he said that there's really not a venue for that. Do you all know who your staff senators are, and are you in close communication with them and feel like you understand? Because I know Dr. Postal goes to, I don't know if he goes to every meeting, but certainly he's been to several of the staff senate meetings, and I think the provost goes there. So that's sometimes maybe even closer information than you'd get as chairs, or we would, or as much as we would get as deans. Do you? Anybody that's on staff senate, do you have a thought about that? And Mary Jo, you've been a leadership in that, haven't you? Thoughts about that?
I believe over time, sometimes it depends on the university leadership itself, how much they actually involve the staff or how much they involve the staff senate. Unfortunately, I don't know that they do as much as they really should. And the only reason I say that is, well, I have many reasons to say that. But one thing that I
Yes, I think that's true.
Positions were not posted. People, if they want to
Mm-hmm.
apply for another job, get, whatever. I mean, all of a sudden the position appeared and there was somebody there and people would say, how did they get there? Whenever some job posted, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
So I think the university itself has to get back to using all of its constituency groups and respecting them all appropriately, and getting back to living by their own policies, rules, and regulations. And I think that would probably help make them feel better.
That's a great suggestion. Yes. Karen, what about, would that be on the service account? So is the service account institution-wide, Karen? Or do we have what? I think we've got Med Dean for School of Medicine. And that's actually a venue for communication. I think that's one of the things we need to talk about is, explore, is what are some better venues for communication. And it isn't going to be one size fits all. Some people aren't going to be comfortable doing something online or via email. Some people really like focus groups or open forums like this. Some don't. So I think that we really have to approach this in multiple ways. Do you all think it would be of value to have regular meetings or periodic meetings with the staff senate from HSC and SMART staff, and maybe have a joint meeting once a quarter or something like that? Okay. And actually, Dr. Hine, I told you I would call on you after Karen, and I did not. I apologize. So thoughts, and then, let's see, Ruby, and then Andres. We love wild and crazy ideas.
And if the university refuses to do that, we could do it on the School of Medicine or the Health Science Center campus, where rather than having a faculty forum and I guess I don't know if they have a Senate forum, you could have
No.
a faculty and staff forum.
Well, you could do the faculty that right now. Faculty forum is part of bylaws and stuff, but honestly, functionally, we could bring together our faculty, our School of Medicine or HSC faculty senators and staff senators. I mean, we could do that, but I don't. Even if you look at our faculty senators, I'm not sure many of our department chairs know who the faculty senators are, or would. I'm not sure. Maybe just faculty leaders.
One reason I came today was I wanted to hear things firsthand, so I think getting faculty and staff together.
Okay, so a forum like this for both faculty, and there are a few faculty members here, but I mean truly a joint faculty staff listening forum. Okay, good. Okay, I think Ruby was next, and then Andres. And I'm fine with staying, but I understand some people have obligations. So. Oh, you do? do too. Mhm. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah. And so maybe it's not instead of having separate listening forums, but it's in addition to. Yeah. Okay. Okay. They're different worlds. Yeah. Yeah. Andres? Thanks, Ruby.
I think I have a similar idea, but first of all, I'm glad to be here and hear everybody's concerns and hear that they are the same concerns that I hear in my department, where probably sometimes we don't look at everything for our issues, and it turns out to be everybody's issues, and everybody is having the same thoughts. I also think that most of these concerns are related with HR. So they're not the School of Medicine issues, they are university or HR issues.
Yeah.
So I think everybody thanks you for your effort of being here and tell us all of the things. But maybe we need to have HR communicate those things, inviting them here, because as Ruby is saying, I perceive, my personal opinion, sometimes Wellness have not a good understanding of the clinical well-being or the clinical side of the university. So they come with some decisions that they are not totally applicable for us. So if they come here, they communicate with us, and we communicate with them in the same setting, that will be very helpful for
Okay.
this side of the campus.
Yeah, well, we could do that because I'd like to have these listening forums on a regular basis. So, particularly, this is a pivotal transition planning year, and it might be worthwhile to at least have them every couple of months. I mean, would that be? And I'll try to come to you guys on your schedule because you've got these regularly scheduled meetings. I don't want to usurp them because you've got great work that you do with the Smart Staff Program, but I'm certainly willing to have a session, monthly or every other month or something like that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your ideas and for coming. I really appreciate it. Great ideas coming out of that.
Julie. My PowerPoint is gone that he put on there the other day.
Huh? It's gone?
Mm-hmm. He came over and put it on here. It's gone. I don't see them. They're supposed to meet me at 1:30. Can you hear me? We are going over things that you already know. Yes. It'll be an overview for you.
You should know what we're going to tell you. That's right.
Yes, you are awesome. You are all awesome.
All right, buddy. Get away from the microphone.
You are. Well, Dr. Grant's talking first. Yeah. So, I just don't know if I should put my PowerPoint in yet.
I would. Just put it on the desktop. Yeah, you can pull it out and put it in a micro.
Go ahead, go. Look, there's a pointer.
I know that it didn't work the other day when we tried. No, I can't do that. So is mine down here? Yeah. Should be right here. Nope. Right here? Nope. So I guess I can't put it down.
I was going to say, there's no way you see that. I couldn't see that. No, you could not.
Oh, there it is. That's it. I think it'll let me pull it.
Look, it was on there for this week.
Oh, well, somebody put it on it. Okay. All right.
So you're good.
Should I take that out or leave it in? Let's see what happens when I take it out.
See if it's still there.
Well, if it's that one from this week, it should be on there.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Well, yeah, it was extremely loud.
I know. I'm a little nervous. All right, so there we go. So
Okay.
that's desktop, sort of. Oh.
Push the other one. That one's from last week. Push the one that says today.
I think it's gone now. See?
You're going to have to leave it in.
I gotta leave it in. All right, well, I'm glad we practiced that. That would be embarrassing.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Okay. So I have that in there. Wish I could leave a note and tell them Faith was here.